You can't better a back as a piece of flexible load-carrying apparatus. No man-made device can match it. And if you look after it, it's designed to last a lifetime. Mistreat it, and you'll be sorry. In Britain, nearly 1 in 3 adults will suffer chronic back problems. It's the largest single reason for being off work, with 100 million sick days taken because of it every year. And it's not all down to slouching on a couch or over-enthusiastic DIY. A bad driving position can leave you crippled with pain.
I spend about 8 hours a day in the patrol car. Obviously, I'm getting in and out through the day to speak to members of the public and deal with other police-related incidents. 2 years ago, we took delivery of a new fleet of patrol cars, and shortly after that time, I developed chronic back problems, along with the rest of our department at our police station. The worst time that I had with my back was Christmas '96. I was actually at a roadside check and I bent down to speak to a member of the public. My back went into spasm and I couldn't move at all. I had to lie in the road for quite a few minutes until an ambulance arrived, which conveyed me into hospital. And I ended up having numerous steroid injections into my back to relieve the pain.
Vauxhall believe that it's all down to how we actively occupy a seat, and that it's not the seat that's wrong, but the way we sit on it. They launched a campaign last year to educate drivers on how to assume the best driving position and avoid becoming yet another back pain statistic. Its conclusion seems to be that it's all our own fault for sitting sloppily. So Terry, what's the first thing?
Well, the first thing is to take off your top clothes because they ruckle up and spoil the shape of the seat and spoil your support. Right, now if you like to adjust the seat to where you would expect to put it normally if you were driving the car. Right, well that's awful. So let's see what you're doing wrong. Firstly, you're too close, you've got no support under your leg here at all. You've got to move the base back first of all so that you can press the accelerator fully down. Now you can press it down, you've got more support under your leg and you're not levering yourself over the front of it, which moves the hip. Your backrest is much too upright, you're unsupported, you've no stability when you're going around bends, so we have to put that back for you. What you can't do is really see very well, so you stretch forward off the seat. We'll take up as high as we can. Let's have a look at you there. That's fine. The wheel's about the right height for you with an adjustable steering wheel. Your hands are just below your shoulder. The head restraint is also about right for you. It wants to come up 1 notch. There we are. So it's level with the base of your skull. And in that position you drive safely, comfortably, and without any resultant back problems and other long-term difficulties.
It seems to me that you put emphasis on seating position rather than the seat itself, but surely bad car seat design is a very important factor.
It's a critical factor, but car seat design has improved tremendously over the last few years. I've been involved in design for a long time. In the early days, to design a seat well was a novelty. Nowadays, most manufacturers are getting at least near enough to how a car seat should be, that with correct usage, they will do an effective job.
But not effective enough, according to the National Back Pain Association. Unlike Vauxhall's osteopath, they're adamant that poor seat design is causing problems.
My back pain became so bad that I went to see a qualified chiropractor. She treated me, and in fact she spent several months out on patrol with us, monitoring what our backs were going through in the patrol car. And it was her conclusion that it was the seats that were giving us our problems.
Michelle Wesley, the chiropractor who advised the police, decided the only solution was to replace the seats. As a result, all but one of the officers are back at work. And the Omegas weren't the only seats she found fault with.
This is a very poor example of a car seat. The head restraint is fixed within the car seat, so you can't adjust it for people with varying heights. And worst of all, when you're actually cornering in this car, you've got nothing to support one's back on each side, so you end up with the spine, the joints and the muscles of the spine actually taking up that strain. Well, I don't really know where to start on this car. If you go and look into the seating material, the density of the material is so low that it provides you very little support, and you can imagine over a period of time that support will be reduced even more, and that's what then sets you up for problems in terms of developing back pain. I love this car seat. This is great. Given that I have a long back, I need the support over my shoulders. The head restraint can be adapted and varied to my height. Overall, it's very, very well designed.
Of course, there are hundreds of replacement seats available, but no guarantee they'll be any better for your back. In Germany, where back pain is a top priority, the government has set up a body to assess back products. The only seat to get its stamp of approval are orthopedic comfort seats made by Recaro. I would say sitting in this seat for the first time, though, it's not immediately the most comfortable seat I've ever sat in.
No, that's right. It does take some getting used to. You're not looking for a seat that feels like an armchair. Although it's more comfortable for you, it's better for your back to actually have some support there, and that's the difference.
A lot needs to be done. Manufacturers have to start improving the design of seats they're fitting in all cars. And drivers need to look beyond electronic buttons and shiny leather. It's how the seat's actually made that matters most. So don't be seduced by how it looks, but really consider how it feels, or it could end up being a real pain in the backside.